That. Okay, now you can call the meeting to order.
Okay. This is Peter Casarella, the Vice Chair, calling the Douglas Library Board of Trustees regular meeting to order. Today is Monday, the 12th of May. It's 7 p.m. Call to order. We have with us Sue, Kurt, Emily, Meg, myself, of course, Drusilla, and Don.
And Donna, yep.
That's the call to order. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everyone will please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, public comment. Is there anyone out there from the public
There is not.
who would like to comment? There is no one present in the room and there is no one electronically present.
Nope.
Okay, so we will move on. Secretary's report. I trust everyone received the information that Drusilla sent out.
Or has the hard copy in
Or
front
the
of
hard
them.
copy
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Does anyone have any comments, changes, suggestions?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the secretary's report as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we're going to vote. We're going to vote individually so that our clerk, who is not with us this evening, knows who voted for or against. So Sue, your vote?
For the minutes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, accept.
Kirk,
Aye.
Emily,
Aye.
Meg,
Aye.
and Peter says aye. So it's unanimous. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the April.
No, you just did that. That's the secretary's
That
report.
was the secretary's report. Okay, town manager representative, Donna.
Hello there. Nothing much. As everyone probably knows, we did get a budget approved last week, so we're very happy about that. Yeah. It was a difficult budget year, and a pretty hefty increase, but I think everybody came together to work to get a budget that we could pass. We're glad it passed, and so we're busy working on that. We're still working on ARPA projects. We'll start work, and we have a few big other projects going on with the schools. The library will see some work with the parking and improvements along the green later this year, I hope. And the security project, we are just ready now to roll it out. The cameras at the library have been working for a while, but now the keyless entry and the cameras in all the buildings will be implemented in the very near future. And I think we're going to be replacing some computers at the library soon. So we're looking at that inventory, and I think that's it, unless anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chairperson, that's me, and I do not have anything to report, except we did receive a formal resignation letter from Pat.
Yep.
So we wish her the very best and thank her for her many, many years of service.
Absolutely.
Peter,
Yes.
do you need a motion to accept the letter of resignation?
No, once it's gone to the town clerk.
Okay.
It has gone.
Okay.
You can't force her to come back, Kirk.
Okay.
It's got to go to Fran. not in.
The selectmen will be approving that at a meeting in a couple of weeks. That's where the final approval is for, or acceptance for resignation is.
Is this
And
the
then we
appropriate?
make notifications to the political parties and publish a notice in the paper seeking
Okay.
new people.
That answers my
That is-
second
Yep.
question.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the selectmen have to basically the selectmen have to put the call out.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, library director. Priscilla?
So I think you all saw my report. Do I remember what I said in my report? I don't know. That was a week ago. So as Donna said, we're gonna have a couple of computers that are gonna have to be replaced because Microsoft will not be supporting Windows 10 after October, and a couple of our computers cannot handle the upgrade. So I've been talking with Ryan from Novus about that. He was here last week, and we kind of ran through. Other than that, the only thing that's not in here is you may have seen the position posting for a library assistant. One of our part-timers received an offer of a full-time position at the library in Lebanon. And she's also starting graduate school. She's working on her master's of library science. So she has resigned. So we're hoping to get some good applicants for that position. And then I will email this to those of you who are not here, but I will pass out a hard copy. I had some fun with the state library. They gave us a template to do a flyer sort of with highlights of statistics. So I put one together for our last year. So in case you wondered, 49,426 people have visited the library, which works out to 5.4 visits for each Hebron resident.
Cool.
Does that include the people that visited a couple of months ago?
No, actually, this is from the previous year. This is not the current
Okay.
calendar year. We also circulated 7.7 items to each resident of Hebron. Some days it felt like more than that. And I also there's a calculator available online to figure out how much the services that your library offers are actually how much value you give to the community. So our annual operating budget, if you include full-time salaries and benefits, is $663,000, but the value of library services to the community over the previous year is $2,738,397.
Woo.
So I thought that was pretty good. We did 351 programs last year and had 5,013 people attend programs. And there's a
Yeah.
lovely quote by one Margaret C. About using the library. I have no idea who that could be. But so just so this was for fiscal year 24. So looking at fiscal year 25, which will end on June 30th, we already have more programs and more attendance at programs than we did in the previous year. Our circulation is looking about the same. A number of visits, discounting January with its 70,000 people, will be about the same. But we have gained a couple of hundred library cards, which
Nice.
already this year, which is nice. So as the staff here will tell you, I am all about the numbers. So I had fun doing this and kind of figuring out where we were and where we're going to be for this year. So that's my fun, look how cool we are.
Is it your intent to write an article and get it published in local newspapers?
I will probably do that after the end of the fiscal year because it's only 2 months, well, less than 2 months from now, and just do a comparison of where we were a year ago. And look, we've got even more people coming and more things going on. So
I also see this as good support for Sunday openings.
yep, yeah, it's a good. As I lose an earring, it's good. It's a good. I like having numbers to be like, look at the stuff we do and look how much good work we do. Yeah. So,
and that'll be good if you put something out after this fiscal year has ended, because that, say it goes in July or August, that's right either during or right at the end of all of the summer programming. And there's tons of families and kids that go during the summer. So I feel like it'll just reinforce hey, look how much good stuff we do.
Yes. And in case you wondered, we have just finalized the summer reading schedule. We're going to be a little busy again.
Nice.
But we just finalized that today and put the flyer together. So we'll start publicizing summer reading.
Perfect.
And see how many visits we have this summer. But yeah, so I will email a copy of this out since not everyone's here. So you can all see my lovely numbers, and thanks to the state library for getting a template set to make it easier for us to do this.
Yeah, very nice. Nicely done.
And I think that's all I have unless anybody has any questions.
Okay, no questions. We'll move on to old business fiscal year 26 budget update.
Well, as Donna said, it passed.
Good.
That's the big update,
Yay.
is that it passed, which is great. So that does include, that did include some money towards having the interior of the library painted every year. We upped our building maintenance. That did stay in the request, so that's great. So I can start double checking that the estimates that we got still hold, and working to figure out the best way to get this building starting after July 1st to get the interior freshened up a bit.
Good. Excellent. Anybody have any questions of Drusilla?
No questions. I'm just glad it passed.
Yes, we a lot of towns around us, it did not pass. So.
Yeah, I was prepared. I texted like 50 people and I'm like, please, for the love of whatever you believe in, go vote. Like,
Okay, we'll move along then. If there's nothing else for the director. New business, election of officers. I think there's a typo. I am not running for vice chair.
Okay, that is what we had from last meeting. So in that case, we need someone to step up to be vice chair.
Yeah,
So we have to have one.
doesn't have to be tonight though.
Well, no, but we have to have one eventually. So
So we'll put it on the agenda for next month unless there's
Okay.
someone present this evening that would like the position. Anybody out there in,
you've got Emily and Sue as options tonight. So.
what do you think?
I don't want it again.
Okay. All right, then, we will move down and I see that,
Do you want to vote on the two positions that are
oh, yes.
correct? Yeah. So we
Oh,
have
yes, I definitely want to
Kirk
do that. Kurt.
Kirk as chair and Meg as secretary.
Kurt, you have anything you'd like to say?
You might to promote myself for the position.
Against all of your opponents
Oh.
that you're running against.
No, I have a couple of ideas that I'll express under other business. Should I still be elected? But I'm looking forward to serving.
Okay,
Nice.
good. Thank you. We're looking forward to having you. That being the case, is there anyone else who would like the position of chair, either present this evening or out in television land out there? Hearing none, then we will vote the position of chair for Kurt Smallage. All those in favor, please signify. And again, we'll do a roll call. Sue?
Aye.
Kurt?
Aye.
Emily?
Aye.
Meg?
I.
And Peter is aye. It's unanimous. Congratulations, Kurt.
Yay.
Would you like me to finish with the secretary, then I'll turn the proverbial battle over?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, for secretary, Meg is running for that position. Is there anyone else, either present here or out in TV land there, who is interested in running for the position of secretary?
I don't believe so.
Hearing none, we will go with the proposal that Meg be secretary. Meg, would you like to say anything?
Sure. Just I am fine with being secretary as long as we have the town clerk who will be the one in charge of putting together the minutes for the meetings.
Yep, and she does that. So
Perfect.
we're good.
Yep, and we'll make sure that that gets in the minutes of this meeting.
Perfect.
Anything else, Meg?
That's it. I'm happy to serve, and yeah, like I said, I have some ideas for promotion things we can do moving forward. But yes, I'm Happy to serve.
Good, great. Okay, let's take a vote then for Meg. Sue,
Aye.
Kirk,
Aye.
Emily,
Aye.
Meg,
Aye.
Peter is aye. So the ayes have it. It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that, Mr. Chairman, I will turn the gavel over to you.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for entrusting me with this position. I hope to prove you all being correct. I guess we're going to move on to other business. One of the reasons that I'm on this board, I have two really particular items that I'd like to see happen under my watch. And the first is that, and we've talked about both of these, but there is some discussion going on, I guess, about a new, I'll call it the Friends of the Library, whatever the new name might be, Boosters or whatever the chosen name is there. I would really like to see that happen sooner than later.
Yes.
I think in my discussions with a lot of people throughout the town, not that, I mean, I see a fair number, but there's a missing, everybody's got books. Everybody loves the idea of being able to bring books to the Douglas Library, and they want to support the library through that process. So
Right.
I think that it's important that we make that a priority, and I'm not quite sure what role the Board of Trustees serves in that, but
I mean, except to be supporters of it. The Friends and the board should be aware of each other and cordial to each other, but they don't necessarily
Okay.
overlap. But yeah, so we are hoping to get a sort of an interest group, a meeting for people who are interested in probably just after Memorial Day.
okay, that would be good.
That's we actually talked about that today, where we could put that on the calendar. So
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Excellent.
I guess if I were looking ahead and saying, it would be really wonderful if we had that in place by the fall.
yeah,
Whether it be September.
yeah. The issue
October.
is getting the 501c3 paperwork
Right. Is
together.
that
so
person
that's-
that originally we heard still interested?
She
in
is
helping?
still willing to help, but has just had a family health situation. So I'm not sure how much she will be able to do.
Okay,
But I mean, I've gone through the 501c3 process before. It's not
okay.
that I can't do it, but I can advise the group
Okay.
on how to do it. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Sure.
Like I as director cannot do the paperwork for a friends group, but I can help the friends group do the paperwork. So,
Great.
but yeah, so we're planning to have, and we've had a couple of people who are have come to say that they are willing to help get it off the ground.
Excellent. That certainly is high on my priority list.
Mhm.
I think that'll be a wonderful addition back into the norm of what goes on here in Hebron and the Douglas Library. So thank you for that. The other area that I'm very interested in is to, all of a sudden just disappear. You'll have to get back to that. Or I'll think of it while I'm still talking here. But if I'm going to hesitate on my other business, Meg, you had mentioned a couple things that you were interested in promoting. Did you want to mention those?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I was actually gonna say like a Friends of the Douglas Library thing too, just because I know that there are so many people that are like, oh, I like happily donate books, and I think it's like enough. The whole brouhaha is like enough in the past where people are ready to like move on and have a friends again.
Good. All right. Anything else?
Just as as I feel like as secretary, then I can also almost like secretary public relations, like try and beef up more coordination with the schools. Like I really Ram's not so bad because
Ram is not a problem. Ram is and the middle school has been good. It's
the stuff there, but maybe trying to just coordinate a little bit more with the Hebron Board of Ed to be able to get stuff in there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so Lita, our children's librarian, had asked. So last year she visited elementary schools to talk about summer reading, and she had reached out to the school media specialists at the elementary schools again about doing that again, and was told that they didn't have time for her this year. But if she recorded a video, they would. So we're going to try to do a video talking about summer reading and send that out. But unfortunately, as I said, she won't be there in person this year. So yeah, I mean, I would really like to see
Okay.
us able to get back into the schools again.
Yeah.
No, especially where we're trying so hard to keep kids reading and learning over the summer so they don't lose those skills.
Right. Right.
Anybody else have anything while I'm getting to learn the flavor of the board that they're interested in seeing us work towards? Sue, anything? Peter?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Emily?
Nope.
Okay. I did remember what the other thing was.
Oh, good.
And this is really kind of what jarred me back into it. While this is wonderful, I think to a certain extent, the library's future is very much headed on online knowledge and capability. And I would like to see, and we've already talked about this a little bit, but like to see it move forward to where we would do something, maybe even on a monthly basis and even on a rotating basis, to get people to come in here to learn more about the online capabilities. And I'm not sure how or whether it's possible to measure statistically the usage there, but it would be interesting to see.
Oh yeah, I keep
What-
track of our circulation for all
Okay.
of our digital platforms.
good,
That's part of what we do.
I just think that's an area that I know I consider myself to be a fairly astute part of the library, but I still think, even after I went through the class, and I'll need to go back for a remedial class, but the idea of just maybe one class that happens during the day where the senior center would get a bus together and we'll bring seniors in here and work with your staff, or maybe even volunteers that just happen to be good at running one of those particular programs or apps, and try to get the feeling that it's either one-on-one or one-on-two or something where it's really smaller in working with folks to get them more comfortable with it. You get perhaps using the.
So we can, I mean, I can put out more information, but we regularly do one-on-one
I
tech
can
help for
see
people with
that's-
apps
yeah,
all the
that's actually
time.
here.
The part of the issue we have with doing like a class as such, like for more than one person, is we really don't have the setup to do it.
Okay.
In order to really do a technology class like that, you have to have everybody online together.
Okay.
And we don't really have a place to do that. There's no place,
Okay.
which is something that in the building committee in their questionnaire, I pointed out that, I would love to be able to do technology classes, but we don't have a place to do that. We don't have like a computer lab
Yeah.
a technology classroom. And part of that is this building was built in 98. That wasn't really a thing then. But we do a lot of one-on-one tech and a lot of one-on-one here. In fact, I did one today. Here's how you access some of our online resources.
You're gonna do one for me tonight.
Exactly. See, I'm going to do another one before I leave. So we do a lot of one-on-one, and I'm happy to try to publicize that more that we do that.
Okay.
But we don't really have, as I said, because of our setup, there really isn't a good way to do like a class as such. We do a lot of one-on-one because that's the best fit for our facility and for our staff.
Well, I just think that your staff is excellent at doing it. I've had that personal experience. I just get the feeling, again, as I chat with people, a lot of folks don't understand it completely, and I'm still have a few questions myself, which I'll be part of that group that attends. And I just think that is the way of the future to a certain degree for the library, that we need to be making sure that the people we're serving out there are capable of taking advantage of these great apps that are out there and being able to get their reading material online instead, and maybe not just always from the Douglas Library. Maybe it comes from another library that participates in the online app or whatever. But being able to access that information, I think, is really a good thing for the town of Hebron across a widespread of different age folks there. So good. Well, again, thank you for electing me to this position, and we'll move on at that point if there's something else.
I just.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Colchester Senior Center, they have a person, I think it's a volunteer, where you can sign up for one-on-one tech support. Could we maybe send one of our people?
It would have to be a volunteer. We're, yeah, I don't have enough, there's not enough money in the budget to send somebody
Yeah,
to the
send
senior
them
center,
off-site. Yeah, yeah,
because I need them here.
yeah.
We all need to be here. But I mean, if there was a volunteer who was interested, or, you know, if Sharon, if the van driver for the senior center
Right,
wanted to
right.
bring a van load of
Yeah.
people over here.
Or maybe
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
had like 4 people, schedule them like one after the other and bring them up,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, in one shot.
Yeah, and so like Colebrook comes on Friday afternoons. If you were here on Friday afternoon, the van will be out, their bus will be
Yeah.
out there, and that's when they stop and go, oh, you know, can you help me use this, or oh, can you help me look
Yeah.
this up, and so on. And it's just they come over
Mhm.
and do that.
Well, it's part of a bigger question, I guess, then to that. Who's responsible? Is it your job to put like press releases out on behalf of the Douglas Library and the board?
Yeah.
Okay. So that, I mean, to me, I would put a call out for volunteers
Okay.
that, you know, I mean, we don't have a Friends right now, and I'm not even sure the Friends would even be
Yeah,
those
they don't
people. It
even
could
have
be
Yeah,
somebody
no,
different.
it's not.
It could be
It would
somebody
be
different
a.
than that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are people out there that may like the idea of coming in and working with folks to
Yeah.
teach them how to use some of these apps and improve their ability to be able to access library information. So I think the concept is what I'm mostly interested. How we execute it could be in the smaller groups like that. Could be, you know, maybe somebody offers us. I don't know what is. Is there any reason why it's limited for computer access to do it to here, or say
So
if we use the RAM?
there are some things that you can only access when you are on our network.
Okay. Okay.
So that's, but yeah, anywhere that has Wi-Fi, we can do some of them.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
I
just-
can
I
put
just
a
think
press
that's
release out looking for a call for volunteers to do
Good.
weekly
Yeah.
tech time. But yeah, like I said, we offer that as sort of as a matter of course that people come in and can get one-on-one tech
We have
help.
some very knowledgeable people in the town of Hebron on tech things like that, that, you know,
Oh, yeah,
and
they
it
saved
doesn't
me
mean
quite a few times.
they have to be math people or whatever, but it would be nice if we could do something to continue to grow in that direction, to
Okay.
get people comfortable with that. All right, so we'll move on to the item number 8 on our agenda, which is the strategic plan committees. Is there anything from the oversight committee? Okay, hearing none, is there anything from the welcoming committee? Okay, hearing none, is there anything from the integral committee?
I think I'm integral. I always forget which one I'm on, but
I think you're integral.
yeah. I was just gonna say once we have the summer reading stuff and everything like that, then we'll put that in the Rambler newsletter that goes out to students and families from Ram High School. And I was gonna say if we're toying with the idea of looking for volunteers to do kind of like tech support, that kind of thing. We have some extremely tech gifted computer science students at the high school. That could be something also, especially if you wanted to restrict it just to like students ages 16 or older or something like that. But we have we have a couple courses at the high school with students who essentially do kind of like independent study tech support. Sorry, with hang on. Jin, stop. With the library. Um hey. So we could advertise that in the Rambler as well.
That's a good idea.
Sorry. My guard
you.
dog.
That's okay. Thank you.
A lot quieter than my guard dogs.
All right, Meg, anything from the SAFE strategic plan?
What I saw this evening when I came in and what I've seen out the window was we were sitting here was very pleasing. And that is a lot of families on the new bridge connecting the area finally. A lot of kids with their parents and even in the back in the parking area.
Mhm.
So I'm glad to see the new facilities are being used and being used in a safe manner. Long time coming, Donna. Nice job.
Okay, thank you.
There's
And
also
yes,
improved visibility in the parking lot with the bushes being trimmed back on the north edge of
That-
the dividing.
has been done or needs to be done?
Has been done.
Has been done, okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
One too many people nearly got flattened as someone came
Oh.
around that curve.
Okay. Well, we're glad that's fixed then. And lastly, within the committees, the evolving committee, is there any report from that committee? Okay. Any other business to be brought before the board? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All right.
Nobody moves.
Motion is made by Peter Casarelli, second by Porter. I'll accept an acclamation vote on this. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Thank you for being here tonight to allow us to have a quorum to get this business.
Yeah.
See you all soon.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.